Now, gender-based violence is a pandemic which needs to be nipped in the bud. This emerged during a panel discussion in Pretoria on gender-based violence and media ethics. And the question is, what are the ethical considerations for journalists when reporting on stories or incidents which relate to gender-based violence?
Cases of gender-based violence are on the increase, and there are questions around the media's role in reporting such stories, especially on how to treat child victims and perpetrators of crime.
To what extent does the media coverage curtail or abet gender-based violence? My esteemed colleague, the Deputy Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, would argue that when reporting about a matter in which rape is concerned, one should not reveal the identity of alleged perpetrator, because this might affect the judicial process.
Kekana says this is in reference to the case of a 20-year-old man who allegedly raped a 7-year-old girl at a Pretoria restaurant. The Justice Ministry says the name of the accused can be released after appearing in court for the first time, but there are exceptions.
Once the accused has appeared in court for the first time, which must be within 48 hours of their arrest, then the name of the accused can be reported on. The exception would be basically, particularly in a gender-based violence matter or sexual offence, specifically a sexual offences matter, would be where releasing the name of the accused can lead to the identity being discovered of the victim, particularly if it's a child.
Speakers say the flow of information in the media isn't confined to journalists and newsrooms only, but also to social media. Others have called for it to be regulated.
We will be missing an opportunity if we only talk about journalists and news when we talk about the media. Because in fact, the narrative that we want to change is shaped by news, the stories we hear, by adverts that make us drink one brand, wear one set of clothes, know if there is a sale somewhere, reality shows.
There's the issue of the social media that we really need to also be aware of, and I don't know how we can bring that into legislation. I think maybe that's something that we need to work into our legislative process as we go along, because that is where the biggest problems are.
The Justice Ministry says the National Prosecuting Authority should give guidelines on how the media should report on gender-based violence. Mulimone Moto, SABC News, Pretoria.